well, don't want to waste the waste your 2,000. I mean, cool. Hey,
I got
chat room.
26,000.
You're not the highest. I had a look earlier when I was playing around with stuff. Hey,
Yeah,
chat room.
I'm sure some people just don't redeem them.
So I was like, yeah, but that's another thing. Need to come up with stuff for that. Hey, chat room.
Oh yeah.
Howdy.
Anyone?
I've
got so much work
Hi.
to do on my channel with badges and all that
Uh,
stuff. It's
there's
just not
always
that
stuff.
important to me. I'm just like, people are here to watch things, not
stuff. There's
whatever.
stuff and stuff.
I don't have time.
Well, there is fun stuff which is really good. There's you know, there's some options to do.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think there's like walk around and stretch and things like, you know, for movement that people can do a movement thing with, and it's just like I don't have the room, and really no one needs me to see getting up. Chris, darling,
Thanks,
thank you.
Chris.
Thank you. 25 months, you crazy woman. I love you. She's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, like the different ones that there are is, and it's just kind of like, no. And then there's like, I think timeout stuff. Why would you want to have a timeout? Why would you want to put someone in timeout? Unless they're being really
like a
naughty?
potty break? I don't know.
I don't. Well, I just figured you'd put, you know, another
Say, be right back.
person.
Potty.
It just didn't make sense. So I was like,
yeah,
that's okay. We'll do the emote one, so that's fine. We'll do that. In our usual in chit chat. Well, we'll do the emote. How have we got? We've got 16 pages of stuff, guys. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
We got a bit to talk about today, so.
But it's okay. Some stuff we can get through fairly quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
No interruptions, guys. Questions at the end.
Yeah. There's lots and lots of stuff. So, alright, hang on. I'm going emote only for Nisey. Okay. There we go. Alright. Put that in the end. Oh, forgot to mute something. Mute. Okay. Alright. We've got that. Okay, chat room. Just want to double check that you can hear this one.
Coffee is my blood.
And want to make sounds good. Everything. Can hear Nisey fine. Can hear me fine. That's always positive. Excellent. Well, that's good. That's always a good thing. So
that is a good thing.
Thanks guys for helping. You guys are awesome. All right. We got a couple of minutes. I shall we've got the cup. The cup's ready. It's not quite full, but the canister is full. So somehow I got a feeling that this is gonna go through real quick.
Might be a double canister day.
Be like, stop the stream. I need to go make another coffee. You know what? I don't know if I told you the other, when I was on holidays, my coffee machine, like, decided to die.
No.
Yeah. But no. I've got 2 coffee machines and then about 5 different other coffee ways to make coffee. Like, a plunger, I think you guys call it French press. I've got plunger, I've got drips, I've got various different ways. Trust me, I have just about everything covered when it comes to coffee. But my good Nespresso machine started to play up while I'm on holidays.
That's not good.
Not happy.
At least you had time to go replace it.
I didn't. I had to take it in.
Oh no.
And they had to send it away to get repaired. So guess what I'm doing after the show? I've got to go and pick it up.
Oh, you're going to go pick up your baby?
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Now, the good thing, though, is I have a very big coffee machine upstairs in the kitchen. I don't often use it. My sister and I bought it. and it's quite large, and it takes the beans, not pods. So I went upstairs, took it all off from upstairs, brought it downstairs, made it fit in this. I don't have a lot of room, but made it fit in where my usual one sits, and I'm like, I'm going to use it. I've been through a kilo bag and a bit of coffee beans since I had to give up, since I had to send the other one to get repaired. A kilo and a bit, which is yeah, that's like,
oh my.
yeah. Normally I guess most people, a kilo would last them like a couple of months. Yeah, no, it's probably been like 2 weeks, and I've gone through over a kilo.
You just open your own cafe.
Yeah. So anyway, I go and pick it up. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's working. Like the machine's 7 months old. It's not like
It's not that old.
It's not that old. It's under 12 months.
But then
old.
again, if you factor in how much you use it.
Hey, look, you know, they sell these coffee machines, and I do my research. You know, they may not be prepared for Leeta's amount of coffee she drinks, but yeah, I might have to actually invest in getting a, maybe a
restaurant
heavy
quality
duty.
one.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. All right. Okay, guys. I think it is time to start. It is time to start. All right. Everyone's ready?
Yep.
Everyone's ready. Hold the phone. Hold your coffee. No, drink the coffee. All of that good stuff. Okay. All right. Let's do this. So in 5, 4, I can't even count. 3, 2, 1.
Whatever it is you enjoy about the World of Warcraft, we have a challenge for you.
Adventure.
Crafted.
Murder.
Flowers.
This is the WoW Challenges podcast, and here's your host, Leeta.
Hello and welcome to the WoW Challenges podcast. This is episode 233. Today is Saturday, September 12th, 2020. I'm your host, Leeta. Joining me this week is my co-host, Nisey. Hello, howdy, good morning.
Hello.
All of that stuff.
Yes,
And-
all of it. All of it.
And, you know, again, I think, you know, love what Ross did for the intro. Like, it makes me smile so much. It's just so good. So again, Ross, thank you. Flowers. Yeah, we love that. We love that. So it's good, and it's nice and funky to start the show.
It is.
Yeah, it's you know, we like a bit of funk. We like a bit of funk. So that's good. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome, chat room, everyone. Hi.
Have a chair, guys.
We have got a lot to get through today because we have got a topic this week, and the topic is PTR Beta, because that's what we've been doing. We've been busy the last I suppose month, 6 weeks with this stuff. So it's been a bit, but first off, I do want to start the show with sending some very good, positive, healing vibes to one of my friends, one of our friends of the show, to Terwinkle, to John. He had a heart attack a few days ago, and yeah, it's just, John, if you are listening, and if not, that's fine. We know he is a huge supporter of WoW Challenges and the show, and a great friend to me. And I want to say, get well, buddy. Get well.
Well, I was more worried about missing streams. We're like, no,
I
get
know.
better.
Just get better. Get better.
Be
So,
here.
everyone, if you can send some, send some good vibes out to him into the world. I'm sure that will come to him. And he is a beautiful person, and we want him to get better really quickly, but to take it easy. Don't rush. Just take your time in getting better, and
Absolutely.
we're all here for him. So yeah. So heart you, John. Thank you.
Let's go give him some love on his Twitter.
Give him some love, absolutely, because he is a wonderful, wonderful man. So, all right. So that's the first thing that I wanted to say, and again, get better, John. Get better, John. There we go. That's the hashtag. Get better, John. Next is our topic, and as I said, we have got a lot to get through. So there has been a few of us that have been testing, not just Nisey and myself. Russ has been helping, so again, thank you, Russ. And
That's that poor boy.
yes, and also Execute has been jumping into PTR, and I have to say, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for the bits and pieces and the information, because we can't do it just a couple of us. So it has definitely helped. So yeah, and before I forget, there is a little something special at the end of the show that we're going to do.
So don't leave. Hang in there till the end, because it's the only way you're going to find out what it is.
Yeah. So, anyway, on that note, so I've got some information from Execute of testing on the PTR. So, some of us did testing on PTR. Some of us did testing on beta. Some of us did some testing on both. So, I tried to collate the information to kind of run through. We're going to talk about PTR first, and mostly a lot of that was done by Execute. So again, thank you, Execute. So we'll talk about that, and then we're going to talk about the beta stuff, because I in particular over the last week or so have spent a fair amount of time, or a chunk of time, some of it not so good, I'll get to that, in beta. And again, this is stuff that we've found so far. Obviously, you can take it with a grain of salt. We know that at times, once an expansion goes live, things can also change. So just because we say, hey, look, this is what we found at the moment on the PTR or in beta, all of a sudden stuff goes live, and, it's like, oh, that's not there, or hang on, they've added something else. So again,
or they adjusted this as a surprise. So I mean, beta and PTR are always going to be in flux until things go live, and then even after it goes live, they might still be making adjustments for a month into launch. So this is just how things stand at this moment.
That's right. So, and as we said, we just want to give you guys the heads up. So the biggest heads up, I think, most of us agree, well, Nisey and I agree, is probably don't touch a challenge tune for a bit, as that would be the biggest advice at the moment. However,
you're not gonna want to.
Yeah. So, but let's start off. Okay, so we've got testing from PTR, which was done by Execute, which is fantastic. So there is white quality vendor gear. All right, so the usual stuff that we go to the vendors, we're looking for those particular sets that we know that we get them at 12, 17, 22. Crest Landing, thank you, Miss Sweetie. Thanks. Crest Landing 99. Yeah, I can't do Stone's thing. I missed that. Yeah,
no, I know.
Yeah, thank you.
Departments.
Yeah. Really should just cut that part out. Anyway, so yeah, so your white quality gear, you know, has always been a particular level that you need to go and get at this level, can upgrade at this level up until what, 45? And then
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
and then, you know, you can pick up some weapons randomly as you get a little bit higher from some of the vendors. Well,
Or so 70.
changed a couple of things. So, I'm going to read exactly the first thing that Execute wrote for me on his notes. White quality vendor gear currently makes no sense. So, the first gear you can get at level 5. Okay, weapon was at level 5 as well. So like a bow. You can go and pick up a bow. Now previously bows have been what? You've got to get 16, 19. You couldn't get them at a certain, or it might be the crossbow. You couldn't get a certain, right across the board. I went in, I think it was, I can't remember if it was PTR or Beta. It's all blended into a mishmash.
Yeah.
But I checked cloth vendors, leather, you know, all the different types of gear, as well as the weapon vendors, and it was all right across the same.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like, oh, okay, there is no difference. Cool. Sweet. Which meant your weapons, like your polearms, your crossbows, you know, the swords, the two-handed swords, your daggers. There was nothing saying anything was specifically, you know, at a level that you had to wait, from what I remember. Now, the second lot of gear was exactly the same. The same gear. You could pick it up at level 10. Exactly the same. So there is no difference in your gear. You can go and buy, you know, that cloth chest piece from the cloth vendor. Well, you can go back at level 10. You're still getting the same bit, but it's now upgraded to level 10. The third lot
very bizarre.
Yeah. But you know, it does make it kind of makes it easier, especially for me who always forgets what level can I go and get such and such. The third lot of gear was at 15. Now, at the second lot of gear, before I forget, is when weapons all of a sudden became one level higher. So the armor you could buy at level 10, but the weapon you couldn't get until 11. The same with the third lot. So he could buy stuff at level 15. The weapon was level 16. Okay. There was stuff. So the old sets of your 45s, your 32, etc., is all sharing the same kind of level requirement. So there was no difference to look at, okay, well, this particular look over here, I can't get until higher level. You could get it at low level.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Like the first tier of like what the heck was it? Like the knitted cloth, and then the next, like the heavy cloth, I think, armor from the vendor. It was both available, and it was like, oh, okay, so you can kind of pick what you want to wear now, kind of, to a small degree.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. It was weird, but it was interesting. No idea if this is going to actually carry over into live, but that's what we found. What's he found, and
PTR
I've been finding the same thing so
and
far.
Beta both have exactly that.
Yeah.
So, you know, so we're assuming, and we know shouldn't assume anything until stuff goes live. But at this stage, if PTR and Beta are both showing, there's a good chance.
Rude, I think Leeta knows the answer to that.
Plate, yep, same thing. You can buy that plate at level 5.
Yep.
So, including helms. So you don't have to wait until you get to, what is it, 32 or whatever, to buy a headpiece. You can get...
Yeah, it used to be like 40
everything
or something.
at it's all like the full set. If you want the full set, and that set comes with a headpiece, you know, your helm.
You won't have to be in mail until you can get the plate.
Yeah. So that was
interesting.
Yeah, that was all interesting. Weapon wise, now this was interesting. He's got same 4 weapons, all have the same damage. So it didn't matter. Like, I was looking at bows and crossbows in particular because I think at the time I was on a hunter. So I was looking, going, oh, well, you know, you've got the little crossbow, you've got that medium crossbow, and you've got the big crossbow. All exactly the same level, all exactly the same damage, and all exactly the same speed. So there was no difference. It was matter, do you want to pay, say, 35 silver for the little one as opposed to maybe a gold for the big one? That used to be depending on your levels. So, okay. There we go. So yeah, and then he mentions it's now possible to have a white quality helmet prior to level 32, which is right. You can, if there's one there, you can pick it up from level 5. There is still no vendor shoulders, and you cannot transmog white or grey quality gear. So yeah, so that still stands. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're noticing, and that's both from PTR, and I found the same in beta. It's right across the board. So that's gonna make it, I think, if this sticks in, that's like really handy for us challengers. And
helpful. It's weird, but it's helpful.
It is, but you know, if you really like that particular set, you could just stay in that set from basically level 5 all the way up to, you know, to your high level, till you're just like, well, I don't have to go and swap out gear. I just go and buy the next level of it, and still keep that same set. So, you know, which is nice. If you've got a particular look that you like to keep for a challenge tune, then I think that's positive. So yeah, so that's the first one we've got.
Keep them straight by putting this one in this particular white armor. This one's in particular white armor.
Yeah,
like the look of it. So some people run multiple of the same challenge. So.
That's right. And being that there's different colors, you know, like there was a time that I would, on the hunter, I think I was going, like, would get that green, like scale look. There's one that's got a greeny tinge, to put onto the hunter when it was, you know, it just like playing around, but it didn't work because I still played the wrong tune. Hence why I added into the names now, because, you know, Leeta sometimes forgets to look at what she's wearing. So yeah, it's easier to look at the name for me, but yeah, so keep that in mind. That seems to be a positive change for us for challenge tunes. So yay, vendor gear. That is kind of right across the board, kind of. So yeah. Okay, what have you got? You've got a couple.
So it was kind of touched upon last week, I think, or the week before. The zombie invasion had come back to PTR. They were trying to stress test the event, and then they also made a change involving PvP, where you needed to be flagged in order to interact with the zombies and whatnot. So I jumped in, you jumped in, and Execute jumped in.
Yes.
And we all were having the same problem where we were perma-flagged in Stormwind. We could not get it to drop.
Yes.
The only time I was able to get it to drop was leaving Stormwind, heading out, coming back in after the flag dropped, and then I was, bam, flagged again.
Yeah.
Apparently that was not intended. None of the other capital cities were doing it. It was only Stormwind. It was a sharding issue. They did fix it as of 2 days ago, we all went back. Well, I don't know if Execute did, but the two of us went back in and we checked. It is fixed as of right now. Still, I would advise being extremely cautious with this event. I would not take your challenger out during this event unless you have gone out there with a normal or a scout and really got a feel for what's happening. And even then, I still wouldn't do it because we've seen weird bugs happen out of the blue.
Yeah.
It's really going to be your own judgment call, but it's not advised, put it that way.
Yeah.
Now, he also did some testing with Exile's Reach. Iron.
Yes.
Well, okay. Challengers on the whole really aren't going to be able to do Exile's Reach. At the very end, they're kicking you into a dungeon. Sometimes it's a mini dungeon where it's just you and a couple of NPCs. Sometimes, a couple of times, Execute, when he tested it, got kicked in with other players.
Yes.
It's the other players that's the main issue, well, part of the issue.
Yeah.
So that's a no-go. Number 2 issue is that it is counting as a dungeon in your stats, whether you're with the NPCs or with other people. So that's not something that we can work around.
What we found when we did the teams trial anyway.
We did see that.
It pops up as a 5-man team, even though we were not in with. That was like me, Nisey, and the NPCs. That was it.
And it was like 3 NPCs.
Yeah.
And guys, those NPCs don't really do much. There is a healer NPC. He doesn't really heal you. I had to heal them. Okay?
Yeah.
I was healing me, Leeta's Imp or Voidwalker. I think it was the Voidwalker at that point. And then all 3 of the NPCs, because even if one of the NPCs dies, you're in trouble.
Yes.
So, and you can die in that dungeon, and it does count as a death in your stats. Yeah. So that's going to be no for your standard challengers. Even with the teams that have dungeons allowed, you're going to have to be a 5-man team. It's going to be holiday dungeon rules apply. Yeah. Is what it would end up coming down to. You would have to be a full 5-man team.
Well, when it comes down to it, what it is doing, I've done Exile's Reach 4 times on 4 different turns. Okay? And one of them was with Nisey doing as a team. So I've done 3 solo and 1 set of team. Now for me, every single time I did it, all I ended up as testing for a challenge turn was I got to the end, got into the dungeon. The first time I did it, I got 1 shot because the NPCs were like, yeah, we'll just stand here and look pretty. But it didn't put me in with anyone else. And at the time when I was playing, no one was around because obviously I'm an Australian player on a US server, so you know there was no one around. However, and when Execute did it a few times, I couldn't tell you exactly, he did do Exile's Reach at least, I think maybe 4, maybe 5 times on different tunes to try stuff out for me. Thank you. And he got into, there was one when he loaded up and he went straight in with other players, like it, and I was like, oh, okay, so it definitely does give that option, which is not good. So therefore, yeah. So just giving you the heads up on that one. You know, if you want to do Exile's Reach, then go do it on a normal. Like seriously, how long did it take us to get? It doesn't take that long. Like you just zip through it. It was.
I mean, with the 2, maybe an hour at the most. Something like that. It wasn't long. I mean, we took a little bit longer because we were stopping and taking notes and we were looking at things. But I think if you're just hammering through it and zip, maybe an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things that you might have to, just pop in and like as soon as you've done it, and it might take an hour, maybe 2. It's not really that long. And you get yourself to Stormwind or get yourself to Orgrimmar, depending on which side, which faction you're going with. And then you can leave the, turn for later and just level it whichever. I mean, it is an absolutely. Like, I love the zone. The zone is super pretty.
Cute.
It's
Yeah.
very cute. It gives a pretty decent indication for those people who've never played. Nisey and I were both sitting there and we're like going,
Yeah.
oh, it wants us to do this. We know how to do this.
Like if when I first picked up the game and I didn't know anything about what I was doing, it would have been great.
Yeah.
So if you're unsure of a class or if you're unsure of what you're doing and you're just overwhelmed, that's a good starter point where you don't have to have someone sitting next to you constantly telling you, you find your gear here, this is how you put this on. Like, it was extremely to the point. Like, there was a pointer showing you how to drag stuff across your screen and put your gear on and stuff. It was like that level of brand new to the game.
Yeah.
So it was a little mind-blowing when you're a veteran player and it's just like, what is this?
Yeah, I was like, you do what? Since when have I ever done that? It's like, oh, okay. So,
it was a little overwhelming as a veteran player to have all this stuff on the screen, but as a new player, it's very helpful if you've never played before, and I can understand why they put that in. Now, Rudd, to answer your question, we don't know.
Well, we
sort of know, but we're not 100%. It seems like if you don't have a 120, yes, you will have to go through Exile's Reach. However, it seems like once you've completed Exile's Reach, you may then be able to go and switch to the next tune that you make where you can pick where you want to go. That's what it seems like. We really won't know 100% for sure until it launches. But that's what it felt like.
It's one of those things that it's really hard to know because the information hang on, let me see if I can do this.
The info has been a little weird on what people have been reporting in.
Yeah. Now go
and from what we've seen, it could just be a beta thing. But
yeah, it's like we definitely don't have a yes or a no. So according to this information via WoWHead, it says that if you are a brand new player with a new account and no other characters on that account, you will automatically be sent to Exile's Reach. That's fair, okay? The third paragraph says, if you are an experienced character with more than one character on your account, you will be given the choice either to go to your character's racial newbie zone or to Exile's Reach. Now,
and
it doesn't say max. Doesn't say max. So
when Ian was talking, he was saying max level or veteran players. This is something they may have changed discreetly and we didn't realize it. Yeah. Or this could just be the way that WoW had worded it because they weren't sure. Yeah. So this is really going to be one of those things that we won't know 100% until launch or unless they actually come out and physically state it from Blizzard. Yeah.
So, if it's one of those things, I guess we'll, until Shadowlands is out, if they don't say anything, I guess it's one of those things that we'll find out once it goes live. Hopefully they'll give a little bit of clarity in the next, month or so.
Yeah.
And
it's
we'll
hard
see.
for us to tell.
But
because on beta, like I was thrown into there my first brand new character run through beta. Yeah. It didn't give me an option. They forced me in there and I was like, oh, okay. But then afterwards, then the next new character I made, they're like, okay, where do you want to go? And I was like, oh, okay. So we're not sure. That could have been for beta testing purposes. That could just be once you've completed it, boom, okay, next character can go where they want. We're not sure.
Yeah. So it's a matter, and as I said, look, it is a really cute zone. It's there was a couple of things that, even if you've been playing for quite some time, a veteran player, whatever you want to call, it is kind of cute to see all the little pop-up stuff that's kind of like, okay, you need to go and utilize, this combination of spells, because a lot of times, I know for me on a warlock, I have my set ways. I know how to play my warlock. But this one's like,
Yeah.
well, you need to do this and then you need to do that. And I'm like, just going, oh, for God's sake, to complete the quest, I need to do it in this order, not in the order that I do things. So,
some of the quests did make you hit spells in certain orders, trying to teach you a rotation. Oh, and this is how dots work, but you don't want to over dot because then you're wasting mana and that kind of thing. So you do have to kind of go by what they want you to do to at least get your feet under you to go through it, even though it seems silly if you're a veteran player. But
again,
you know, I get the point for a brand new player.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's a quick, fun thing. So even if you look at it as, hey, I've got to go and do it, just make a tune, go have some fun with it, just enjoy, but don't do it as a challenge tune because it's not going to happen. So, yeah, okay. All right, now, the next thing we've got. So, obviously, because of the whole level squish right across the board, changes to leveling, like, pretty muchly, you could go anywhere. When I was doing the Hunter pretty early on, I went to... didn't go necessarily to Tanan, but I went to make a garrison to see how I was going to do at making a garrison. I think I got over there at about level 18, which was really bizarre. And by the time I hit 19, I got the garrison, and by 20, like, the garrison was established, and it was like, this is so weird.
That's such a mind trip.
Yeah, so this is the notes from Execute on Garrison. So he says the Tanan jungle quest chain is doable. He tested that on a speckless druid. The combat arena quest, where you kill the first mob that aggroes you, go stand in the corner. And that, you know, the one where it's the big arena and you've got to kill like 99 out of 100. And then it completes once Khadgar ports you. So, yeah. So he said, easiest thing is, and I quote, go stand in the corner with your thumb up your butt until 99 out of 100. So just make yourself that you're deep enough into the corner and you don't aggro it, and apparently the NPCs do the rest. So it is doable. Again, you know, whether you want to do it is up to you, but it is doable. Okay, Keldan the Breaker is a named NPC. Apparently he's a glorified trash mob now. I think he was really, really difficult, or is really difficult in current. Also, Overlord Gotrid has an 8-second buff that adds fire damage to his attacks. Hurts quite a bit, but he is rootable. So as a druid, he was able to kind of stop him. Goglerk clears orcs first so they don't shoot at you during the fight. He kill his shoulder cannons. They do most of the damage. So he's got specific stuff that you need to be looking at. Quake Fist, he said, is still a jerk as a druid. Speckless druid. Okay? I know when I did the Hunter and I did Quake Fist, as long as I kept my pet, kept the aggro on the pet, kept the pet revived, I did not have a problem getting through it. It's a longish fight. Like, you're not going to be like, bam, bam, he's dead. It's one that, you know, work yourself around the cave. Don't get thrown out of the cave, otherwise he resets. Funny about that. I did that. Fantastic. So keep him in the cave. Work around the cave within. Keep your distance. Whether it's going to be doable on melee and other classes is going to be interesting, but he did manage to get it done on the druid. I know, I think also on the warlock, I did it on hunter, so there is that. Okay, so again, you know, you possibly can get your garrison done quite early. And I think he went to get the garrison, he had it by about 14 or 15 on the druid. because he'd gone straight there from start this first lot of leveling to going straight to WoD and doing that. Whereas when I was playing the Hunter, I kind of jumped around because I wanted to see, okay, where's Outlands? What's that looking like? What's Northrend looking like? Oh, I eventually cut over. Let's go to WoD. Let's see what I can do for the garrison. So, yeah. And yes, he did use Bear. Definitely. So I think being that it was spec, like he was using as much as he could utilize, so to get through it. He said, as I said, it's doable. It's not necessarily easy, but it is doable. You just got to be careful. Okay, so Garrison introductory requests you to build a level 1 barracks. It costs 150 gold. Recommends to go and pick up treasures in Jade Forest first. So that's a really good thing because you're really leveling so fast. You're not getting a lot of money. So I know I had popped over to Jade Forest when I was playing around with the Hunter. He said, go to Jade Forest and we'll see what the treasures count for. And I was able to pick up, I think, about 4 of them, which gave me some gold. It was like, yay, I don't have like a whole 2 gold that I can't do anything with. Now all of a sudden I've got, like 300, 500 gold. Yay. So that's a really good point. Because you're leveling so quick, probably not a bad idea to pop into, Jade Forest. Get some of those treasures. You want some gold. Yep. Garrison XP quest stopped showing up at level 40. The mine was currently bugged when he did it the first time through. He couldn't get it to unlock. It was blocked off. He couldn't go and kill the NPC, but apparently it fixed itself in the little patch that they had this week. So the mine is now fixed. So now all of the garrison seems to be working okay. So that's kind of garrison wise and looking at a bit of WoD stuff. Okay. So
how much is it to open the level 1 garrison right now? Because I wonder if that cost amount was an oversight and they haven't adjusted it down, or is that the adjustment? Because that sounds like a lot of gold for level 14.
Yeah. Well, again, maybe that's the thing. Maybe they haven't thought about the cost-wise because they've squished
that might have
levels.
Been an oversight, or they just haven't adjusted it yet.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. None of my challengers have been to a point where they can open a garrison, and I have not done it in ages on retail, so I don't know what the cost is right now.
I'm not sure either. It's been quite some time since I've done it. I didn't set up. Don't think I set up anything. I just got the garrison started when I was doing the Hunter. So yeah. So
it'd be interesting to compare the two to see.
So if anyone knows how much it is to get like the barracks, level 1 barracks started, or if anyone wants to pop over and see if you can find out, that would be awesome. If not, we'll have a look at it this week and see.
We'll add it to the list, the ever-growing list.
The ever-growing list, exactly. All right. Okay, what are you talking about, Drenor?
So, in Draenor Execute found that treasures were giving about a third of a bar of unrested XP. That's a lot of XP. So that's interesting. Don't know if that's gonna get nerfed or not, but that seems a little excessive. But that's just me. Bonus objectives he found, they were providing about half a level of XP, which also seems a little excessive to me. That still might be something that needs to get adjusted. Like we said, they're coming out with another beta build on this week, I think. So there's still they're still not ready to go yet. They're still fixing things and rebalancing. So again, this is just what we found up to this point. Shadow Moon Valley Call to Arms still does deal damage. In Gorgrond, the large bounty creatures have a lot of HP and took over 6 minutes to kill one on a speckless hunter.
Ow.
And that was a hunter, guys, with a pet. So, okay. The salt pits on the west end of Gorgrond. Small mobs place debuffs when they die, similar to Boilback from bears in High Mountain. Death sentence if you have no immunity spell.
That's
like
right.
Bubble or Ice Block.
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember, it was one of those things that kind of ticks and you're dead. Like being a challenge toon, you don't have a lot of health, so it's like, I think it was like about 3 ticks or 2.5 ticks, you're dead. It was.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I haven't had a challenger out there, so
it was quite fast because it was like, okay, this is bad.
Terrifying.
This is a bad debuff that if you cannot cleanse, if you cannot get rid of it, within a very, very short amount of time, whatever it ticks off at, maybe it was like 3.5, but that's, even then, I'm going to say it was maybe about 10 seconds, no more than 15 seconds.
Eat through that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was, because I remember watching and listening to a bit of both. Listening and being like, whoa, that not good. So, but again, you've got lots of places to level. Like, you can skip
you don't have to
crappy
there.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can go wherever.
Yes.
And in Palador, he found that the artillery tower deletes mobs. I don't know what he means by that. Does it mean they just vanish?
I don't remember. I was obviously paying attention. Sorry, honey. I don't remember what that one. I will put that down as a double check too.
Because that could mean they vanish, or it could mean it was one-shotting them. I'm not sure. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Execute is a funny way of wording things sometimes. So
I don't know.
We
will check on that. But obviously, I'm going to take it as being probably something you want to be very, very careful around. Let's just say that.
Makes them vanish, maybe? I don't know.
And
Rudd, probably not.
He's asleep. He's another Aussie. What do you expect?
Rudd,
love it.
If you don't start at level 1, then probably not. I wouldn't expect a change there. We haven't even gotten there yet. We're more worried about other stuff right now. That's a minor issue at the moment.
Yeah.
Right now, just go under the assumption that no. They'll be as they are.
Decisions when we are ready to release them. We'll be notified right before. At the moment, there is so much going on. Like,
it really is. You guys have no idea.
It's crazy. There is so many things to go through because this expansion is, just remember, this is like nothing else that we've ever seen.
No,
so
it's not. It's really
everything changes, which includes stat-wise, like absolutely everything. And when it comes to a website like ours, and obviously there's a lot of other websites around that do similar things, that take stuff from API, that have to look at, stats-wise and all of that. But for us, it is like a majority chunk. So we need to make sure that as much as the nitty-gritty stuff that we can kind of formulate plans to and give you guys heads up. That's why we're doing this. This is what this show is, to give you heads up. We can't cover everything because we've got limited people and we don't know what's going to change when it actually goes live. So we're just giving you the heads up to once again go test it, play a normal tune, do a tin, just go play a tune, see how things flow for you, see what things trigger when you play. That's the main thing.
And you're fine. It's just like that's like the last thing on the plate right now. It just operate under the assumption that no, they're gonna stay separate. That's all. If it changes, we'll tell you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've spoken about Draenor. Let's talk about Legion. All right. So bonus ejectors provide about half a level of XP. Now the only thing I forgot to ask him was I can't remember at what level he was as he was leveling through each of the zones, so I will try and get a little bit more info for next week just to narrow it down. You right?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, alright. You scared the crap out of me because out of the corner of my eye something changed. I'm like, why is it changing?
To do like, oh shit.
Nisey's giving me heart failure, guys, when we're live. Jeez. No, it's all good. Okay, so yeah, so I just can't remember because he was doing multiple tunes, challenge tunes, speckless, stripping them down. He was taking some of his already tunes, copied those over, so it's so there's been a lot, like there's been a lot going on. So yeah, class order hall impossible for challenge tunes because it still requires spec and auto equips the artifact weapon. So there we go. Class order hall XP quest present even at level 45, which is obviously useless for a challenge tune, but he was just given a heads up that they were still there at level 45. So it's like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Seems like they're still going to be making some adjustments just
bonus
as they have time to. But
yeah. Bonus objects... words are hard. Bonus objectives certainly are a decent way to go, but obviously tread carefully with any of them. Yeah. So, okay. Pandaria, go for it. What did we find?
Alright, so Pandaria, he found treasures are similar to Draenor treasures for XP, but give about 100 gold per treasure, as Leeta was touching on earlier when they were talking about opening the garrison. You might want to hop over, do a couple of those if the opening garrison quest is still requiring 150 gold. If you are short, you may need to do that. Bloodthirsties, they are still going to count as a quest. Don't touch them. At least I believe they still are. Don't touch until we have confirmation. That's another thing we'll add to the list to check. So the Pandaria intro quest was originally bugged when he tried to do the gyrocopter vehicle. The bar wasn't appearing. That has been fixed as of 2 days ago. I do know for Bloodthirsty on it was either PTR or Beta, I can't remember which one now because it was a couple weeks ago, that for Bloods, all of the portals were open except for Pandaria when I was at level 10. I had to pick up the quest to go to Pandaria, and then the portal opened, so I never had to go to the boat.
Right.
So I just had to have it in my log as an open quest. So something to keep in mind. It's kind of like it is now. Noth invasions were still active in Oldham and in Vale of Eternal Blossoms. This might be something that kind of remains sort of like the Legion invasions still, so you're gonna want to tread carefully and watch what level you are and where you are. So be careful.
Yes, exactly. Too much static. What's too much static?
Oh, I messaged you. You didn't see it, so I was trying to figure out how to tell you. You're popping.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
I don't know why, because I can't hear.
You weren't popping when you started, and now you're like popping every so often.
Really?
When you're talking.
Oh.
Yeah. it just started out of nowhere. I don't know if I'm doing it. I can hear it on you. I wasn't sure if it was Discord or if it was coming through on Twitch.
Because I haven't touched anything, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't hear. Sounds okay.
Unless Ash is referring to something else, so.
Everyone says it sounds fine, so yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's a Discord thing.
Okay, all right. Yeah, maybe it's just one. Yeah, maybe it's one of those things.
I can cope with it. I don't care.
Okay.
As long as it's not coming through.
I was gonna say, you'll have to cope with it.
Yeah, like, whatever.
Whatever.
As long as you guys aren't hearing it, that's fine.
All right. So, okay, classes. So what we've got is he's got the game no longer forces you into a spec at level 10.
Correct.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
Specless tunes though show up as, so you know, normally at the moment we've got, like, for my hunter, she is Beastmaster, so it says above her, you know, like, blue leader, Beastmaster, hunter. If you go through on your character, it will say initial hunter, initial druid. So that's what it comes up unless you've picked a spec. So the biggest thing to remember, especially coming off Exile's Reach, is you get this little gnome who wants to send you and go talk to your class trainer and do this stuff, and then all of a sudden he wants to give you a quest to give you spec, and you cannot get rid of him. You cannot drop the... You can drop the quest, you can't get rid of this guy. So it's no,
he won't go away.
He won't go away. He won't go away. Even if you log out and you drop the quest, you come back, you've got this buff of this little gnome who then
cannot
haunts
this
you.
gnome hard enough. He will not go.
Yeah.
He is velcroed to you.
You can leave Stormwind, he will disappear, but as soon as you come back to Stormwind, he's like, hi.
Yeah, as soon as you come back in,
I've got a quest for you.
He's still there. He will not leave. And
yeah.
It's
bit like
more
Hotel California.
infuriating than the class hall person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is something just to be aware of. Okay. But yes, initial hunter, initial druid. That's what you are if there is no spec. Okay. Now, on the hunter, so a couple of class things that we found really interesting, and I found this when I was leveling the hunter as well. Pet utility and the freezing trap that did not show up in the spell book. So, got no spec. I'm looking at my spell book and I'm going, there's no freezing trap? There's no pet utility stuff? I'm thinking, this is not good.
The spec chosen?
Yeah, this is no spec.
Okay.
And looking at you know, like the spell book to go, okay, what am I going to get as a specless hunter? What am I going to get? And going, there is no freezing trap. There is no pet utility. Okay. However, when you hit level 10, you automatically learn it. So as to why it's not in the spell book, I don't know. I would think
putting
that
it
should
on
be
your bar at least.
It should be like there. It does pop up on your bar,
Okay,
but
you can
it's not
access
in the
it,
spell
it's just
book.
in the book.
I'm like, okay, it's happy to give you Cobra Shot.
Weird.
It's like, you get that. That's fine, but you don't get shown that you're getting freezing trap at level 10. Okay. So yeah. So just don't freak out, and hopefully that will still stay, and hopefully they'll fix that to actually show it in the spell book.
Could be a bug.
It could just be a bug. Reported it anyway to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Though, do be really, really careful, because your revive pet cast time is 6 seconds. 6 seconds.
Think about
That's
that in combat. That's
a long time. Yeah. In combat. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Okay.
Hopefully that gets adjusted, but that's long time.
And there's no interrupt or stun if speckless.
Fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yay! Now, Warlock. So, the same thing. On the Warlock, you're going, am I not getting voidy? What's going on? This seems really strange. I got Imp at like level 3 or whatever it was. It's like, sweet, but where's voidy? Same thing. Hit level 10, voidy turns up. You get the spell. Why it's not in the spell book, don't know. Again, I'm hoping Blizzard's just working through.
Could be an oversight. Could be in a different build.
Yeah.
Put in yet. I know there was some weirdness with pictures not being correct for the right spells. When I was looking at the priest book, they had wrong pictures from wrong like cross-classing, and it was like, that's not the right picture for that spell.
Yes.
So I think that maybe the spell books are still a little borked and they haven't quite polished them yet.
Could be. Could be. Absolutely. The other thing is, because you're summoning a pet, your demon, again, it is a 6-second cast time. So not only is your revive pet, but for a warlock, you summon your demon is 6 seconds. Again, you're in combat, and Voidy's taking a hit, and you need to summon another one. 6 seconds. Ooh, as a challenge stream.
Or do we know?
Sorry, what was that?
Was damage interrupting that? Do we know, or was it ignoring damage?
I can't remember. I will have to go test it. It's a bit of.
I don't normally play in Hunter, so I'm just, it happened to.
We will do it. We will do a test on that this week. So test damage as summon pets. Okay.
If your hunter pet dies in combat, you're taking the hit.
Yeah.
Is it gonna prevent you from reviving the pet?
Probably he knows, and would be like, yeah, it wasn't an issue, whichever. It's not in the notes he gave me, so
yeah.
We'll get it
Leave
double
it to me
checked.
to ask the question.
We'll double check. We'll double check. Okay, so Druid, go for what he found with the Druid.
So for Druids, you're getting Prowl at 17. Entangling Roots seems to break from fewer casts of Wrath on average, and damage is a joke. That's what I was told. That's what it says.
That's what he's got down.
Death Knights?
Death Knights.
Yeah,
yes, Death Knights was really interesting. Really interesting.
So Death Knights are going to be starting at level 8 in Arduous. Start with greens. Have to unequip, like now.
Same thing.
Gotta come off.
Same thing.
Death and Decay is unusable without a weapon. Ghoul at level 12. 2-minute cooldown, lasts 1 minute, doesn't hit very hard, but it has a stun. First fight can be punched to death. AMS at start to delay the diseases. You can still get the Grey Pitchfork from the miners, and they are pretty easy to punch to death. And slap Fallen Crusader on it, because you can use your Death Knight runes on your weapons in the rules. That is part of your spell book. So that is allowed. If it comes up with an issue, let us know.
Yes.
Cannot reliably beat the Horsemen without either a weapon or a ghoul. And this is one that's a little more concerning than the others. The citizens of Havenshire, the ones that get pinned by the arrows, reset to full HP and keep their enrage if you don't kill them quickly enough. You need a weapon to kill them. That could be something that they just need to balance out a little bit. It could be a bug, we don't know. But that's what he's found so far in relation to that.
Yeah, I know he was having fantastic fun over in the Death Knight starting zone.
Can you hear the air quotes? Because I can.
Because trying to find like gear, and I'm like, why don't you go see if the pitchfork's still there? Like, maybe they haven't removed it, and sure enough, it thankfully, it was still there. He picked it up. I don't know.
He got it pretty quick, too.
It was pretty quick compared
But that
to
could just be RNG, so...
don't tell Stone. But it was like maybe a couple minutes and he had it, which was fine. But up until that point, he could not take down the horseman. Like, he was running around with nothing, and all he could do was punch, because nothing would work without a weapon. Or the ghoul, and you don't get the ghoul till level 12. So he had to get through 4 levels to get the ghoul, and I think he picked up the weapon. I'm gonna say he picked up the weapon at 10. I think he went a couple of levels trying to get the weapon.
Well,
it was not pretty, but again, he was running around testing things.
You couldn't get down to the mine right away anyhow. You had to do some stuff up top before you could even get down there.
Yes. So anyway, he's been testing. Thank you, sweetie. So so kind of the same thing. It's just, again, be very careful. It's gonna be a bit of a grind, because obviously if you've got to strip off the gear, you need to go looking for stuff, and be very careful with what you're doing on it. Okay. Then after he did that, he popped on a demon hunter, and again, that starts at level 8 in Mardum. Has greens, need to unequip. That's a definite
standard. That's like
standard, stock standard, nothing different on that. Fell Rush is usable with that weapon, so he stripped everything off. He's can beat most mobs in the starting zone by simply punching them while naked, thanks to the 20% damage bonus and healing from slain enemies. But all he had was Fell Rush. For a few levels, that was it, and punching. So as a demon hunter, he didn't have much. He says empowered fell crystals in the first area, green crystals around the zone that you can click. Remove the cooldown of Fell Rush, make it spammable for good DPS and safety, lasts 2 minutes. The Foul Fellstalker, Foul Fell, looks like a poison cloud, kills you real fast. Fell Rush away from mob when it gains the buff, and wait for it to expire. So if you're within like the vicinity, you're like dead. Like, it's just dropping fast. What else do you say? Immolation aura received when you kill Inquisitor Baleful. Okay. This was the interesting one, was Chaos Nova, which is a stun, Vengeful Retreat, which is a disengage, Disrupt, which is an interrupt, and Metamorphosis, which is a big scary cooldown, and Throw Glaive, which doesn't require a weapon to do it. You all receive that at level 10. So you need to get basically 2 levels to be able to
Throw Glaive that doesn't require a weapon just really confuses me, but okay.
Yeah. We both thought that was hilarious. It's like you can throw a glaive without holding. Like, how?
Where's the glaive coming from?
Again, it's like, okay. It's a bit like Rogue Throw Dagger. Exactly. You kind of like, well, I'm just pulling them out of nowhere. I don't know, but yeah.
I made it out of pieces.
It's just, it's just one of those things. Or pistol shot. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Doom Commander, Bellyash, dodge all the AoE, interrupt Shadow Bolt volley, Kolskar Seacaller will appear and assist you shortly after the fight begins. So basically, I'm guessing, is that like the end guy to get out of the zone? I haven't done
I'm trying to remember. It's been so
Demon
long
Hunter
since I starting area.
Forever. I don't
Like,
remember.
there was a section where you have to be weaponless because for Bloodthirsty, your
Yeah.
weapons start green and then they turn it blue. But then you could get to a vendor in there to re-buy your green one.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the mobs. It's been so long since I've done that starting area.
Yeah. Me too. So I'm not sure on that one. But apparently, if you can dodge the stuff, wait till the NPC turns up and they will assist. He's got Sacrifice, Service, not yourself. So there must be someone there. Let them take the damage. Again, it's been ages since I've done that.
Yeah.
Eh.
I think at one point you have an NPC that might be helping you.
So again, you know, if that's something that you want to try, Demon Hunters and Death Knights both starting at level 8.
And he did this on PTR, guys. So PTR is free. You just have to download it.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to get in there and get a more
and have a play
in your face look at some of this stuff,
yeah,
feel free. Give us some feedback.
Try.
Detailed feedback, please.
Yes.
Not just saying, "Oh, I died." That's not going to help us.
Yeah.
We need to know how you were geared, what you were doing. You know, if you were trying to run as X Challenger, the more detail, the better, please.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, if you can, have a play around. See what you can, you know, see what stuff you guys find. Now, the other thing was Allied Race starts at level 10 in their unique racial area. Starts with greens, which is the same. Unequip them, and then you can go straight to your capital city for your white quality gear. So,
yeah, so same as now.
Nothing's changed on that front. So, yeah. Okay, so what have you found with PTR? So that's all execute stuff. So he has been very busy working through, you know, much of the PTR for us, trying to work out various with classes, how they're playing, how things are looking. So again, thank you, execute, thank you. But Nisey, you've been doing a little bit of PTR as well. What have you found?
Yeah, I haven't had much time to pop into PTR because of what we're gonna get into next. And guys, it's been, I don't even remember the past 2 weeks. I really don't. I do not know what I did 2 weeks ago.
Pour in the next coffee to be ready.
Yeah. So, so I was finding the same things like we talked about earlier with the war mode bug and or not war mode bug, but the PvP bug that seems to be fixed now. Now, when I was in PTR, I was seeing plagued vermin now running the streets in Stormwind. That was new. They were not there before. I didn't actually see any zombies, but some people were saying, oh, the Death Knights already took care of them. I wasn't in PTR long when I was checking to see if the PvP flag was bugged, plus we were doing other things. But, you know, again, please be careful if you're gonna go out during pre-patch. Please use judgment. If you die during pre-patch, it's not going to get flipped. It's going to count. So it might be safer to just take your gear off before pre-patch comes in and take a mini break, recharge, work on a tin, work on something else. It's okay. They'll still be there. You know, or run a normal, run a test tune, whatever, you know, just it's going to be okay. But yeah, it was interesting. I do have one thing that I need to add into my Shadowlands stuff, but that'll get into beta.
Okay.
And I didn't venture to the other cities. I was only in Stormwind. However, when I had first got into PTR and the zombie apocalypse was first being tested several weeks before, people were saying that it had gotten into Darlaran and Legion. That it had spread. That could have been players spreading it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work with this new PvP change, if it's going to be as scary as it was. But we have seen strange bugs happen where you shouldn't have died to X, and it happens. Because, oh, oops, that got missed in testing. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know,
we still don't know. It's
no.
If people spread it, and I mean that was the main thing when it first hit on the PTR. I'd popped over. I made a human warlock. level 1, I'm like, right, as a challenge toon, I'm going to be Iron. I'm going to, let's go and have a look. Let's go scout the area and just see what's going in. Log in, dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how am I dead? And then I'm a ghoul.
You were either diseased and a
I'm
zombie
like,
or
how?
dead before you knew what the heck happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're
now
still getting your feet under you.
This was before the changes. So every time I've popped back, there have not been any zombie stuff going on. So I've not been able to test it because obviously, quick challenge. Like, hey, hold 2 seconds. Maybe not even that. Being with work and everything else, every time I've just popped in and I'm being like, is there something going? No, it's obviously the wrong time for me. It's not happening. So
it seems to be in waves, in smaller waves at the moment. So they might be testing the beginning of it, but I still fully believe it's going to ramp up based on what we saw when they first threw it on there. So I'm still advising extreme caution with this, and if you want to risk it, that's on you.
When it comes down to it, we're gonna say, be very, very careful. If you want to take a challenge tune out and give it a go, and completely up to you guys.
But you're gonna
all we're saying is, it's been scary on what we've seen previously. I'm not changing my mind on it just due to the fact that we know how things can go. So I'm not going to risk a challenge tune while this kind of stuff's going on. So, each to their own. You guys make your call, but we're just saying, be really careful. Really careful. All right, let's move on because we are already over an hour and we've still got a bit to cover. So,
let's
beta.
Start to speed up.
Yes.
So beta's been beta.
Yes.
So I'm kind of stymied in my testing right now because I have a graphical glitch that they have not fixed yet. I was level 57 and I couldn't progress through the campaign line any longer, and I flew from one island to another.
Yes.
To try to pick up side quests, and my graphics are now glitched, constantly showing the one flight graphic that is very difficult to deal with. If you have an epileptic condition, it's going to be very scary for you. I suffer from migraines. It was giving me a migraine, and it's a swirling blue light that swirls around itself that was swirling around my screen at times, and there was dust being kicked up, and there was weird lashing sounds. It's a bug. It's very much a bug. It has been reported.
I mean, I get vertigo, so my whole vision-y thing. So when Nisey had linked it, and I was like, okay, I need to center myself to look and look away. I
that's why I put the
maintain.
Warning on there for you because I know your vertigo.
I was like,
afraid it was gonna
so I could only kind of look back, and otherwise, if I go into vertigo, that's it. So, if you're epileptic, it was not good. So hopefully you've reported it. They're aware.
I tweeted hopefully in the next beta build I'll be okay and I can keep going on that particular character. But just careful. Be careful. What I found before that, I was trying to do Green Man and Bloodthirsty testing for the majority of it, because it could be a situation where the Bloodthirsties may have to quest a little bit to get into Shadowlands. It was interesting. Now, I was on a priest.
Well, we don't know. The whole thing is we don't know. Okay, so let's just
nobody panic.
Take that
we
out.
Don't know.
Yeah, just
don't know. This was just for testing purposes, just to see how it was going to go and to give me an idea for Green Man, just in case they have to go through the Maw. So, Maw is very scary.
Maw is,
even in greens, it is very scary.
Yes.
On a priest, I was okay. I was the only one there at the time because there was just nobody else testing that particular location while I was in there for the majority of it. Being on a healer, the fighting was a lot slower, but I could heal myself, which I was very grateful for. There's a lot of damage going on in there. Like Leeta had mentioned previously about the third quest in, it is pretty darn scary. You do have to engage the mob for the third quest that hits like a truck. I believe it's the Ruiner. Or the NPC helper with you will not touch him. He'll just stand there. You have to do damage to him at least once to get him to run in. Yeah. And then you kind of have to run away if you can't deal with the damage that he does.
Run
like a good distance away. Like a football field away.
Away. Because if he chains you, you are dead. Dead.
The damage, dead on an
One
iron,
shot.
And you might survive 2 of those on an, well, you'll survive 1 on a green.
That's debatable.
I did, but that could have been my bubble. It could have been my bubble that mitigated some of that. Second one, I wasn't gonna. I was dropped to maybe a 3rd health left after the first hit with the chains in green gear. It was scary.
Yeah.
There's another scary situation where you've got spoiler alert, sort of, where you've got mobs coming down from the sky all over the place. It's a cluster of damage going on. It's very disorienting. There's a lot going on there. You're gonna want to run this on a tin or a normal character first. You may want to run it 5 times so you know where you go. My first time in there, just, getting my feet under me, I died several times in a fully geared character because I didn't know where I was going. So, not raid geared, but just under raid geared. But it was a lot going on. It's a lot to take in. Yeah. Do not do this blind. You definitely want to run this a few times.
Yeah.
Now my green, the green man challenger that I ran through, the only time I died was the very last quest in the mall. But that could be me. It could be because I was on a priest and I sort of know what I'm doing. But it was just a lot of damage that came in.
Yeah.
So you got to run this ahead of time to know what to expect. You don't want to be blindsided. If you run this blind, you will not be happy because something's going to go wrong. So even running it several times, we were still surprised by, oh, that just happened. So, run it a few times before you take your high challenger in there, please.
Yeah.
So you know what to expect and what's going on. I did try the intro in whites, and like Leeta, it was not pretty. It's really not pretty. Now, at the time, we've had more information come out since I did this, but at the time, it seems like at least on your first time through, you may have to follow the campaign in order. So you couldn't get to the next island without completing the first island's quest chain. Understandable for story purposes. So again, this was where your scout or your normal is going to come in play, just so you can get a feel of what's going on. And it may help you later down the road. But also, like with one of the other expansions, it might have been Legion, we had to do a full playthrough first before they let us get to the fun stuff on our alts. So this might be a situation that's similar. We're not sure yet. Don't panic. So white gear, I was finding the same stuff that Execute did from the vendors. It was kind of scaling, but not really. So like it was like at level 40, I was going back in and looking at the cloth from the vendor, and everything that the vendor had for sale was all saying, oh, requires 33, or well, this required 43. It was like in the same like 10 level jump thing, but I could get them all on the level 40. So 33, 20. It was weird. No, I'm sorry, it was level 50, so it said 43. It was kind of scaling, but not really. Don't expect it to scale with you, though.
43 and weapon with 44, I think it was. So
yeah, it was similar to what Execute was saying.
Yeah.
So a lot of the campaign quests were scary. These mobs have a lot of health. You do not. Keep that in mind. You're gonna want to utilize your entire spell kit. CCs, damage, whatever, big buttons, know where your panic buttons are.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need them. You're going to be using all of them. Some of them are just not safe. So this might be like a Battle for Azeroth situation where you're kind of looking for the side quests. What can I do? This seems okay. That seems okay. That might change. This is just what we've seen up to this point. So please keep that in mind. If you can't heal yourself, it's going to be a little sketchy, but again, that's just what I've seen to this point. Your buffs. Your buff bar Bastion is buff central. Every time I accidentally walked through a body of water, it didn't matter whether I was in town or out in the zone, it was putting a stacking buff on me. And it increased my arcane damage or something. And I'm like, why? And I'm standing there in this water and I'm like, why do I have 5 stacks of this on me? Where did this come from? And I popped out of the water, I got rid of the buff, and then I realized, oh, it's happening every time I walk into the water.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes you don't even realize you just ran through water.
Yeah.
Because some of it's really shallow, like puddle shallow. So I'm like, damn it. So you really want to watch your buffs. Make sure that you don't have anything that just suddenly appeared. I think one quest put something on me that you have to get rid of. Like I said, the last 2 weeks have been a blur. Leeta's got like 5 emails from me of pages and pages and pages.
Only 5?
To go through. It might have been less. It might have been multiple pages. I can't even remember.
I think there was 5.
A lot.
There's a lot of pages.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of pages. So, okay. Now, here's another thing. You're on floating islands, okay? Look down before you jump. I found this in the mall. There was a ramp going down, and there's a marker on your screen now, kind of like TomTom, but not really. It's kind of pointing you in a direction of where you should go. It's a little disorienting to get used to at first because it's like pointing you over here, but you have to go down and around to get to it. It was kind of pointing down, and I'm like, oh, I can just jump down there and cut off this big long pathway, and I'll get there faster. There's gaps that are not jumpable. You're in the sky, guys. So if you accidentally go to jump or down to a lower ramp, you're dead. You fall into the nothing.
All over again. I can feel it.
Yeah, kind of. There's no jumping off of the main city out there. You're jumping into the clouds, and then you die.
This is so be bad for later.
It's watch your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You want to watch your feet. There have been some non-campaign quests on each island. Not a whole lot, but there have been some. And, you know, there's the standard ore and the flower picking and the fishing for those that can do those things.
Yeah.
Probably just working man, because pacifist is not gonna want to do this. You can't get there. Maybe you have to kill things. We'll get to that later. So in the campaign quests, if you do manage to complete some of them, there's 2 zone abilities per island. Think of the garrison abilities from Draenor that kind of pop up in the middle of your screen. But you get 2. You don't get them until, at least as of right now, you don't get them until you complete part of the campaign. Yeah. And it's sort of like a reward for completing that part. Those quests are very difficult to get through. Even in green gear for me, it was difficult. Because at one point I was like, I gotta put my green gear on or I'm not gonna get through this in a timely manner. Because I was in a hurry. So not sure if you're gonna be able to really access them. They don't do a whole lot. They do a little bit. But, you know, there's like a minute and a half to 2 minute cooldowns on them. There's a really good chance, guys, that Shadowlands is going to be out. Irons, Bloods, Passies, for certain. Okay? That's what I'd be looking. It is very unfriendly. Very unfriendly. It's not friendly. At all. It's been scary.
If you can do it on a green...
man, good luck. Green can, maybe we're going to have to try to figure out what to do for Bloods. Because that's another matter, but
you know, we're not there. We're not there, and decisions will be made, but not yet. So yeah,
not yet. We don't have information yet.
Yep. What else have we got? Because we still
no hostiles. I know. I wasn't having hostile spawn yet. Don't know if they will. There's no dig sites in Shadowlands, probably because you're in a death zone. So you wouldn't be finding artifacts there to begin with. They're still coming up in the other expansions. The Gathering nerf, we kind of touched on it before. It just feels like they're bringing it more in line with level 60 being max. I wouldn't panic about that. Everything else that the pacifists and the working have access to still feels okay. It's a little weird. You're going to still get more XP in the
I'll talk about
normal,
pacifist in a sec.
The normal zones. So Blood's XP is a little weird. You know, of course, the lower the health the mob, the lower the XP you're gonna get. It's gonna be a lot different XP than what you're used to getting now. So you're gonna have to put a little bit more time in, I think. When I was level 56, I went back to BFA. The mobs were level 50 and gray. I don't know what level they grayed out. It might have been at 50. I don't know. I didn't get a good look. I didn't think about it till I was already past that point. So that's why I said we haven't gotten there yet. We're still looking at it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the XP drop off is going to look like there.
Yeah.
Leeta, go.
Yeah. All right. So again, just want to say a couple of things that I did was I stripped down 4 toons. I made 3 toons and I copied 1 toon, stripped them all down, put them in vendor whites, took them through the start of the mall. It is not good. Not good. So just gotta say, like we've already mentioned, and I'm gonna, like, I'm not being funny about it. I'm absolutely serious. When you get to about the 3rd quest in, where you've got to go and kill this ruiner guy, get the hell away from him. Otherwise you'll get hit and you're dead. So that's my biggest thing. I did it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about how
We're not
many
joking.
times I've done
As
it.
long as-
I was
Yeah.
trying to do it. I was trying to do it, and I just couldn't. So let your NPC grab aggro, get the hell out of there, and back right off. So that's a big thing. Now, just quickly, I copied my pacifist over. So that was the very first thing. So my 120 passy becomes level 50. It's
That
like,
stung really bad.
It is. You kind of log in and just go level 50. What? So 2 things. Not going to do them all because you're a pacifist, and all you've got to do, you got to kill. Not going to happen.
And
So
you don't need to go there.
No, but I decided, well, let's go to BFA. Let's go to BFA. That makes sense. Surely I can get some herbing and, that done. So I decided to do the intro quest to BFA. And it was only a couple of quests in, and I get landed on a boat with Jaina. And that became my Hotel California. So I could not leave the boat. It sent me down into the dungeon to see Flynn, and I could not get out. So I'd hearth out. I'd try and take the portal back. It put me back on the boat. I'd log out, come back, and log back in, hearth out once my hearthstone was back up, and I took the boat. The boat to Borealis. When the loading screen came up, put me back on the boat with Jaina. And she's like, hi, do you not want to speak to me? And I'm like, I don't. I cannot get rid of this quest.
Jaina was lonely.
So, all I can say is for BFA, to get to BFA, do not do the intro quests as a pacifist, okay? Because it's going to send you down into the dungeon to talk to Flynn to kill your way out. I had to delete my toon, and I was a bar off dinging 51 when I did that. I was so cranky. Anyway, I made another one, so I copied her back over. I had this horrible thought that I'm going to copy and I'm going to log in and I'm going to be on this damn boat with Jaina, and I'm going to cry. I'm literally going to go into the fetal position and cry. But no, copy the pacifist. I was back at 50, no XP. I had to start all over again. So all I did was I went down to the harbor. I took the boat. I didn't touch any BFA intro quests. I went to Storm Song Valley and I did herbing and mining. And I got to 51. that was it. I was like, oh my God, it was, yeah, no, don't get on the boat. Don't do the BFA. So the biggest thing though that I also did, so herbs, just as a heads up, herbs for BFA I was getting 850 XP, same as the ore. In vanilla, so I did all zones as a level 50 Pacifist. Vanilla Outlands Northrend, I was getting 50 XP. Pandaria gave me 50 or 60. Green Tea Leaf gave me 50. Silkweed gave me 60. Okay. Warlords, I got 70 XP. Legion, I got 75. Go to BFA, I'm getting 850 XP. Not rested. Alright. Treasure chests in BFA, I was getting 1700 XP. Archaeology was another big one that I tested. This one's a bit bizarre,
A little
but
strange.
I don't know. I did archaeology quite a bit on my passy, so I don't know why some things are. But Vanilla Outlands Northrend, all were giving me 1700 XP at a dig site. Pandaria, there was no dig sites. I don't know. I have no idea. I had picked up every single archaeology that I could to take me up to max. I was like, you know what, I'm going to take it all because I want to go and test and see, you know, in Pandaland, when is, you know, one of those little Shah things going to jump out? What's going to happen? I get to Pandaland. I'm like, where's the dig sites? There's no dig sites.
And my character that I copied over one of my mains could see dig sites in Pandaria on Shadowlands beta, so it could have been a bug situation. We're not exactly sure what triggered that to happen.
Don't have no idea. So, not really sure. I went and talked to the archaeology trainer, to Bran, to the other one. I'm like, hey, have you got anything? They're like, no, you've learnt everything. We've got nothing to offer you. Here, I'll offer you a quest to go solve an artifact in Pandaland. And I'm like, I can't see any dig sites in Pandaland, so how am I supposed to
Your
do this
skill
quest?
might have needed to be 3 something, like what you had it
I was
or
at
what you
460.
learned up to. So yeah, that might
470.
just be a bug.
So don't know.
Not
I did
sure.
put in 2 bug reports on that. So yeah, so a little weird, but anyway. Warlords, Legion, and BFA all were giving me 850 experience. Okay? So yeah, that was...
Yeah, so fair saying that wasn't enough in retail for something to see the panda sites. My character that could see them had their archaeology at 700 points and could go up to 8 or higher. So that could be what it is.
Well, it still doesn't make sense, because I took all the archaeology right up to, because it now
Panda
goes up
was
to
always
950.
funny though, like
yeah,
Panda was funny because you had to have the skill point actually up to a certain level.
So I think I was sitting about 470 on the test girl, and now it goes to 950. So again, not 100% certain, but every other zone I can see except for Pandaland.
Yeah, that was always a little bit of a sticky one.
I don't understand how Panda... I need more skill points in Pandaland than I do...
Could have been an old bug, I don't know. Maybe it just hasn't been addressed yet.
It's so strange. So anyway, just giving you the heads up, that's what I found XP wise. Again, so yeah. Anyway, what we might do, just very quickly, your week. I know you've been super busy with testing stuff. However, you did do something. What did you do?
Thing.
You did do one thing.
I've been testing my brains out in beta, and the other time I had an agenda. It was a rough agenda. Clock's ticking on pre-patch, and because we don't exactly know when that's dropping.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get my pacifist to max level, and I did. So I got that the other night. So yay!
Yay! Bravo! There you go. There's your celebration.
So my challenger bucket list for BFA while not fully completed, the revamped version that came like around May has been completed. So yay.
Yay, no, that's fantastic. Congratulations on that, which is huge. It's been
on testing now.
A very busy week right across the challenges, which we'll get to very shortly.
Yes.
Okay, really quickly. For me, my Tauren Druid Pacifist hit 97, and my Working Girl, which I know, I don't know, I just feel like not calling her Working Man, but you know what I mean. So she hit 87. So we're getting there. I'm just like, I'm so close. I don't think I'm gonna do it, but anyway, we will see how we go. Okay, bumper. Where's my bumpers? Here's one.
Breaking down news from the world of Warcraft.
Okay, just a couple of things. So, in statement on alt leveling. This has been a contention this week that we've been trying very hard to work out what's going on. We did not really, it's still a little ambiguous, I guess, as to exactly what it is. There's the blue post. There was stuff that came out about saying what's happening. You know, obviously for Shadowlands they want you to do a run through, take it through with a character, and then they've got alt leveling. Okay, so our biggest thing, and I'm only gonna pinpoint, where is it? I've got to pinpoint the exact, I've lost it already. Where is it? One of the things that Ian said was that for alt leveling, Nisey, I can't find it. I'm having a mental blank. In this week's, okay, here it is on the third paragraph. Alts emerging from the maw for the first time will be met in Oribus. Alts emerging from the maw for the first time.
Yep.
So
that's the phrase that we've narrowed in on.
Our whole question, which I didn't get any response, I did tweet to them and ask them for a bit of clarity to find out exactly, but going by what they've said, what Blizzard Watch also put a, let me have a look. We will have links in the show notes, so if you guys want to go and have a read, okay, you may not have to jump through the whole, do the whole storyline. That's not our point. Our point is for an alt, which most of us do have challenge tunes as our alts, if we want to take them to Shadowlands, you're gonna have to go into the mall.
At the moment, yes.
At the moment. Which means as an Iron, as a pacifist, as a bloodthirsty, it is not looking good. Obviously as a working man, as a green, maybe doable. It's about the only one. So just giving you guys the heads up. This very well could be you're not going to be able to get your alts to get to Shadowlands in the higher parts. We don't know. I'm still waiting on a little bit of information. Hopefully something will come through, but that's the stuff that we've seen on WoWHead from Blizzard and from Blizzard Watch, which is again, you know, information these guys are all saying that they're all on the same page. Have to go through the more, and then you can cut it short. As a challenge tune, it's Look, if one of you guys can do it and prove us wrong, I say good luck to you. Go forth. Let us know how you do it. But it's really, yeah, it's not looking pretty. Okay. Now, the other thing is, obviously, we're waiting on a pre-patch. It has not been determined. Nothing officially has been announced. We are now at the 12th, 13th of September. I am expecting it in the next, I would say, in the next couple weeks. Like, seriously, we're, 6 weeks until expansion? Pre-patch is going to be happening soon. So, couple of things.
I'm expecting like the last week of Brewfest, but there's been a speculation article that came out from WoWHead.
Yes, I'll put that in.
And they have a comparison of how long pre-patches were between other expansions, and they also pointed out that they usually give a 2 weeks heads up to rated PvP players that the season's about to end, and they have not done that yet.
Yeah.
So it might be a shorter pre-patch event than we were originally thinking.
Which, you know what, considering if we're dealing with zombies, might not be a bad idea, but
I'm okay with that.
You know, it could be one of these things. So anyway, go and have a read. We'll have a look at the information yourself, see what you've got. Just it's coming fast. Like our Shadowlands itself is coming really fast. And
too fast.
Yeah, I'm not prepared. So anyway, okay, so a couple of things. We have got Pirates Day starts next Saturday. That's normally
in the morning.
A day. That's normally 24-hour thing.
24-hour event.
Yep. So yeah, obviously, you've got that. Spreadshirt has got a promo for free standard shipping, which starts like tomorrow, 14th and 15th, or the day after, 14th and 15th of September, if you're after anything like that. Okay, now, rest my voice for a moment. We're going to do state of the challenges.
The challenges.
Go for it.
Standard disclaimer. Borked is borked, and we did the best we could. Please don't be mad.
Borked is borked.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Irons. 10th, we have Verna. Sorry.
Sure.
Verna at 74. 9th, Yulkner at 78. 8th, Tani at 80. 7th, Brogver at 83. 6th, Tani, different spelling, 83. 5th, Thermosol, totally butchered that, 84. 4th, Veracessa, 100. 3rd, Fairy Kiri at 102. 2nd, Gotta Shed at 104. And first for Irons this week, Stagster at 105.
Nice.
Do I need to take the bloods for you?
No, it's okay. I've got it. I've had a sip, so we're all good. All right. Our bloods. We have got 9 this week. So at 9, we've got McLeod at 29. 8 is Rathja at 30. 7 is Bloodrid at 43. 6 this week is Red Thirst at 45. 5 is Blood Rager at 50. Melakilla is at 4th position at 62. Number 3 is Ensorcel at 69. 2 is Gore Crazed at 70. And number 1 on Bloods this week is Zaya BC at 78. Well done, Bloods. All right.
All right.
Passies.
10th, Zyno Kill at 86. 9th, Peace Nick at 90. 8th, Faraday at 96. 7th, Passy Leeta F, 97. 6th, Tenny at 101. 4th, Wolfster. I'm sorry. Wait, whoa. Hold on.
Yep.
Wrong numbers. 7th, 6th, 5th. There we go. 5th, Wolfster. 111, but yellow flagged.
Yep.
2 kills, 2
Yep.
killing blows. Stir
Yep.
posted a explanation as to what happened. We will get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
4th, Fourth is Innocence coming in at 112. There we go. Third, Ash's Passy at 115. Second, Faraviola at 120. Our 13th battle for Azeroth Pacifist for this expansion. And first, Gentle Soul 120. The 14th battle for Azeroth Pacifist.
2 Passies
champion.
this week, people. Hang on, where is it? Well done, Fair and Nisey. Yay! Congratulations! That's so exciting. But my God, look at those numbers, though. Like, seriously. 86 and above, guys. Freaking awesome. Yeah, and commiserations, Stir.
Yes.
But thank you for the information as well. Which we'll get to. Let's get this done. So, but again, congratulations, Fair and Nisey, because that is wonderful. All right, our tins this week. We have got, at number 10, we have got Iron Sylvanas at 61. Number 9 is Pure Tin at 61. 8 is Iron Grimmy, 62, but red flag due to a gear issue. 7 is Ferris Shaman at 66. 6 is Any Old at 66. 5 is Tin Pants at 76. I like it. 4 is Sachinon at 86. 3 is Sansa Stark at 87. 2 is She's So Brittle at 94. Feel like, I don't know if that's right, but anyway,
like said this one before.
Anyway, we're going with it. So red flagged because 2 rare slots were equipped, and 1 this week is Iron Kappa at 111. All right, greens.
Okay, sorry we're going quick, but it's getting late. 10th, Viridescent 65, RIP. 9th, Zerktul 80, RIP. 8th this week, Green Dwarf 83, RIP. 7th, Ivana 87th. 6th, Celadon at 92. 5th, Wind Sword at 103. 4, Crept at 107. 3, Green Blast at 110. 2nd is Farah Verde at 120, our 8th battle for Azeroth Green Man Champion. And first, Azzy Jade, 120, our 9th battle for Azeroth Green Man Champion.
Well done. Congratulations, Fair. You have been very busy. Fair and Azzy on that. That is awesome. Well done on that.
Will go up tonight.
Commiserations. Obviously a little bit rough on the greens this week. Okay. Let's have a look at Working Man. So at 10, we've got Kostrel at 16. 9 this week is Drelin at 20. 8 is Worken at 25. 7, Working Bull at 35. That had better be a Torrent. I'm just like that.
Really?
Should be. 6, the cute one at 46. 5 is Lurks at 52. 4 is Blue Leeta. Blue Leeta at 87. 3 is Ferry Work at 89. 2 is Kalina at 89. And 1 this week is Not Nisey at 102. Well done. All right.
All right, teams. All right, teams. Iron teams got a couple this week. 4th, Elwyn Forest Wanderers, 15, but RIP. 3, Feet Whips, 47. 3, Not Dying This Time, 63. And first, Iron Dads, 69, but RIP. There were no blood teams this week. There were 2 green teams. We have in second, Feral Druid doing laundry at 23, but red flagged talents and a bunch of other issues going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And first was Never Give Up 103 at RIP.
Yes. Thank you, an anonymous
Yes, thank
cheerer for the bits. That's very sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, so to move on, because as I said, this has been a really long show. We know we've got a couple of things to talk about in chit chat, and then we're wrapping it up. However,
Don't leave yet.
no, don't leave just yet. So from next week, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing the state of the challenges to only have the top 5. Because when I am spending 2 to 3 hours right before the show trying to do this, and I've said this has been in place for the last few months with Blizzard API. There's a couple of reasons why, but me doing this with Nisey's help right before the show, trying to sort through the whole of the state of the challenges, which is quite long, double checking it and triple checking it to make sure that we've got the right thing. It's 3 hours before the show is ridiculous. So
Like
from next week,
screenshot that we're comparing to, so
gonna cut it to
mess.
5. Yeah, I'm just gonna do top 5 until we can get some sort of semblance to with
Get it less boring.
Yeah, until it can be a little bit less bulky. So I'm giving you a heads up now, because you know it's a lot of work, guys, to manually do this when API is balked, when the information's not being filtered through to go through it. Okay, so from next week, only doing the top 5. Until things either stabilize or not. So, yep, done. All right. Move on. Let's go to chit chat. So, where's my little thing? Let's do this one.
Hey yo, it's chit chat.
And the goblin, Mr. Goblin. All right. Aziz, where's the bumper? Okay, let's do it. It's that time.
It's Azzy's Pun.
Oh, love that so much.
So
Okay.
this is very cute. I do approve of this one, Azzy, very much.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I said, last night I dreamed I was swimming in an ocean of orange soda, but it was just a fantasy.
Yeah. It's cute. That is cute. And thank you, Chris, for the bits too. I did see that. Nice. Oh, very cute. Thank you for that. All right. We have got one from Dave. So he says, why can't a bike stand on its own? It's too tired. Oh, hang on. Let me do this one. It's this. They're both cute. Super cute. Both super cute. Thank you, guys. As I said, we do like the super cute ones. I like the super cute ones. That's what we're going
cute
for.
Ones.
All right. We got a question. Go for it.
A couple of questions. So, first question from Alessandra from Facebook. Where do I find the rules for Iron Death Knights? So, Death Knights fall under the same rule classifications as the regular Irons. There's just a couple of adjustments you need to make. Number 1, your gear all has to come off. You have to go farm for a weapon once you're able to get down to the mine. Number 2, you are allowed to use your rune empowerment enchant in quotation marks from your spell book. You're the only ones that can do that, kind of like the warlock cookie thing, and that is explained in the rules. But yeah, you're basically following the same exact rules as the regular irons, just with those couple adjustments that you need to make. Make sure that gear comes off before you register, or else you will get flapped.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. Also, we have got, so from Rogueslayer was saying, help, Green Challenger at 110. Can't get the ship to Borealis due to the visibility glitch. Oh, we are well aware. Portal not available. How do I get there? Any workaround for the ship? Okay, so please test first before doing something new, but even as Alliance, we've been able to use the Horde boat in Echo Isles, which I think, now who found that? Was that Daenerys? Yes. Approach from the water side to avoid the guards on Echo Isle. Once in Zandalar, fly if you have it, or use mount shoes from Auction House to carefully get over to Zybala. You're going to want to stay over the water. Going to want to stay over the water to get there. Yes, don't go under because there is like red sharks and stuff.
There's guards all over the beach and things. And,
yes.
And
so you want to fly.
There's scariness everywhere, but yeah,
yes.
definitely want to test
stay
this
on
first.
You can access it from the coast, which is true. Just don't run along the beach as there are hostile mobs in the water as well as along the beach. In Zybala, there is an NPC that can transport you or like teleport you over to Borealis. So that's
definitely test it first.
One way to, like, that's a way to do it. I know there is the sneak up approach to it as well, to get onto the boat. That has been successful.
Yeah, that kind of hinges on needing 310 flying though, and not everybody has that.
Yes.
So this is another option.
Exactly. So there is a see how you go. Good luck, Rogue Slayer. We're like,
I think this is our highest challenger, so we're really
yes.
We're scared with you.
Yes. Come on. See how it goes.
For you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the mobs
right,
are all
so,
120? Saya, is that what he's saying? They're all 120.
Like skulls or question marks or something when you
be very careful.
So
okay. All right. So hit us with a quick explanation. Well, not a quick, but from Stir had some very valuable passy information.
Yeah. So Stir posted an explanation as to how his pacifist got yellow flagged earlier today. And he learned something new that he did not know. He got disqualified in BFA. And when you get to Drustvar and approach Barrow Knoll Cemetery area, you will acquire a bonus objective called Nope. This quest is to kill spiders and egg sacs. If you step on, step over, ride over, etc., the little spiderlings, you instantly kill them, and your passy challenge is over. So move carefully through the zone. Also, there's a place called Fizz Springs Resort, which has a bonus objective, which is passy safe, but there's a disclaimer on it. You can click the debris in the area, but the large bubbles in the area, if you click on them, it's okay, but the debris that pops up, collect the consider debris, not a kill, but afterwards there's a bunch of little bubbles that can spawn around you, and they instantly die like the spiderlings if you step on them, near them, go anywhere near them, and that will also disqualify you. So you have to be very, very careful.
Yeah. He says you can just stand there and let them despawn, apparently.
Yes.
And it's fine. But yeah, if you ride over, step, done. Obviously, tread very carefully. Hi, Stir.
Hi, Stir.
So sorry about your passy. Oh my goodness.
I was saying the same thing happened to him on testing.
And again, like, guys, like, thank you for the information. I wouldn't have even thought about it myself, but it's good to know that these little tiny things, how much it can hurt a pacifist tune. But big commiseration, Stir, because hot damn, that's rough. But expendable Stir. Yeah, well, I think it might be a little bit too long, Stir. A little bit too long. Maybe Spider? I don't know.
Stir. No spiders, Stir.
Yeah. Maybe. Anyway, thank you so much for the information, because again, that's something I wouldn't have even thought about. Obviously, Drustvar I love from a warlock point of view, but on my pacifist, I was like, I'm not going there at all.
Like,
so
everybody on their pasties out in these other expansions, like, I'm scared to death to leave vanilla. I had like all of these backup plans. I was doing archaeology.
Archaeology
for the
is
last
great.
like the last what 20, 30 levels, all I did was archaeology.
Yeah.
And I was afraid to go into any of the
But,
other X packs. But you know, hey,
there's
I was in a special situation though.
Yeah.
I couldn't stealth, I couldn't stab, I couldn't do much. So
and I guess it's, you know, depends on what you want to do. Like some people like questing. Archaeology probably drives them nuts. So there's all different ways. There's all different ways. So anyway, okay. So what we've got to do, and I didn't bring my timer. Of course I didn't. We have to do a where's my timer?
oh, we can skip that
Doing it
for
live.
time if
No,
you want.
no, we're doing it because you did
have
your
other things I
bitty
have to do.
channel points.
I
So
still
we're
have 27,000 points. It's okay.
we're doing it. We're doing it. I've got to find my timer. Let's not put 10 minutes later. Let's not do 10 minutes. Okay. So what we're going to do is not do that later. Let's put it on. Nisey, right before we actually started the show, had burned some channel points to do an emote only chat. So I am starting the timer now. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it should be in send your messages through emote for 2 minutes. Okay? So you can do, I don't know, what have I got? I'm going to do that one. We've got all different ones. So we're going to do that for 2 minutes. So while we're doing that, there was something else I thought there was something else other than the surprise thing. We're going to have a surprise after.
Yes, we are. Don't go anywhere.
This 2 minutes. You got a minute, like 15 left. So, God, there's some really cute ones. There really is. Oh, I like that one. Oh, look at the little elephant. That's a 21. That's so cute. That's awesome. I wonder where that one's from, Dave.
I don't know.
The Murlocs. They are very cute. They are super cute. Awesome. It's another thing to look into, getting various different ones, so we might have to look into.
Only we can have more.
I know, it's very limited. Obviously, if you go up in the tiers of your thing, you probably get more, but, you know. We'll see. 30 seconds, guys! 30 seconds, here we go. There we go. We can see on Leeta's iPad, because she hasn't got a phone here, so we've got to do it. There we go. Everyone can see 18. Yeah, the coffee one. And Pip Pip. Yes, we love Pip Pip. Pip Pip will forever be my imp. Forever. There we go. Okay. 5 seconds. It doesn't matter what name. Same as Voidy. Makes no difference. There we go. That's it. Okay, stop. Did it stop? It did. Oh, I thought I was going to have to turn it off. I was like, yay. Okay, so let's put that back. There we go. Yay. Thanks, guys. That was fun. Awesome. All right, now, couple things. So the last thing before we do the final lots of giveaway, the final goodbyes, is we have got a surprise, a giveaway for you guys. Now you can opt in. So basically, you let us know if you're interested. We're going to do a random draw in a moment. I have got 2 Shadowland beta keys to give away. This I got. They're not just random keys, guys. I got them from Blizzard. It's legit. So if you want to go in the draw, type 1 in the chat room. Now we will put your name down for it. As I said, I've got 2 keys. That's it. If you want to do some help out, do some testing, have some fun, let us know what you find, you know, in the next. We've still got a few weeks before all of this craziness does start up. So if you want a beta key, now is the time. Nobody wants a beta key. I've got
Nobody
two.
wants a beta key?
Nobody wants a beta key at all. So type 1.
Type 1 next to your name.
Type
Type 1 so
1.
I can put
So we might only have one to go. Okay, we've got one person. Excellent. So no one else is interested. I'm going to give you a, like, you're already in? You die there as well. Okay. Well, if you're doing some testing, Dave, let us
Tell
know.
us.
You're quite, send me an email. Absolutely.
Send it
Let
to
me
me.
know.
Send it to the Wild Challenges podcast email. Tweet it to us on a
Yes.
DM.
Yes,
Come on, guys.
exactly. Okay, so anyone else? I'll give you another, let me put my timer on, because, again, let's not do 2 minutes later. That
We haven't gone. to
we
open
would be
beta
here
yet.
for a very, very long time. I will give you another 15 seconds. Anyone there that would like to go in the draw for a beta key? At the moment, we've got one person. So, a draw of one. Well, a draw of one. That's it. There we go. That's the alarm. Okay, Rude. I will send you a beta key. All right, that's it. Done. Done.
All right, then that made my life easy.
Okay, that made life so much easier. All right, because I had set up for random roll to show you the screen, all of that. Damn it! I feel like
We were cheated.
Damn, yeah, I know. I had stuff set up. So anyway, thank you for that. All right, I'll send you that later, not right now. Okay. Other than that, I think we are done for this week. That is for, I think we'll just do the thank yous and be done. So, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Our thank yous for our Iron Elite supporters. Thank you for keeping the lights on, this show going, and all of that good stuff. We wouldn't be able to do half of what we do without you. So thank you to Alejandras, Xylan, Win. I knew how to say it earlier, and now I forgot to say how to say it again. So Win, Win. We'll go with that. Awesome Trousers, Pause, Cell, Chupa, Crash Landing 99. Dave the Hunter, Daenerys, 1985, Execute, Fair, Frasley Sparks Fan, Gazton, Iron Man Path, Chris W, Leeta, Mr. Bright 01, Mrs. Rock Guru, Mrs. Migi, Mrs. Charming, Never Died, me, Return of the Mac, Rogue Slayer, Rud, Sassy Bell, Stir, Stone, Swingcat, Tiber, aka Tiber, Alminia, Winema, Zaya, and Zorts.
Excellent. Alrighty. And talk to me later, Dave. Stone, Stir, and myself would like to thank our wonderful mods for all of the things that you guys do, for being here each week, for looking after Discord. Nisey, for the write-ups, for all the stuff. All the stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, for those that don't know who our mods are, that is Awesome Trousers, Bars, Fair, Chris, Nisey, and Zaya. Much appreciated from us, from the admin team. Big thank you to Elkie, our queen of the code, who is getting sorted with all the things with the coding and server stuff and bits and pieces. So she's still working through it. It's a massive code, guys. Everything's slow. There are reasons why. So again, you know, it's just takes time for new people to learn things. Much of the much. So yeah, so we appreciate her coming over and helping us out. To everyone here in the chat room, thank you. To everyone listening at home, thank you for hanging around. I know it's been a massive show. We've had a lot to go through. There will be more to go through. Obviously, it's PTR, it's beta. There's things change, but just remember, things. It's all. So everything's gonna change. What can I say? Everything's gonna change. Oh, it's just crazy. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for all that. Now we will be back next week on Saturday, September 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We will have Grand Negus will be coming to join us, and we will find out how he is going. So don't forget, you can find all the information over at wowchallenges.com. There is the Discord, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube channels. All that information is there. You can listen to the podcast on Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher Radio. Don't forget, if you want to contact the show, contact me. Send an email to podcast@wowchallenges.com. Message me on Discord, message the Twitter account, message the Facebook account. Those messages do come to me, and yeah, if there's anything there, just let us know. We will get back to you.
We'll get it to Leeta one way or another.
That's it. Now, Nisey, where can we find you?
Okay, so you can find me in the WoW Challenges Discord, just Nisey over there with the hashtag 4863. You can also find me on Twitter at NiseyBGN, and I do tend to stream a couple of days a week. Sometimes it's WoW Challenges, sometimes it's not WoW Challenges, sometimes it's art. And on Twitch, my name is NiseyBGN as well.
Excellent. Just look up NiseyBGN. Pretty much, Leeta.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way you'll find Nisey. All right.
You, Leeta.
It's look, just look up. Don't always look up just Leeta. Normally it's Leeta WoW, actually. So if you want to go to Twitter, find all the stuff, all the baking stuff. Pretty much, I kind of got carried away yesterday. Made a few things. Anyway, you know, practice. Practice makes perfect, people. That's what I tell the family. So, yeah, on Twitter, at Leeta WoW, which is LEETAWOW. All right. Last thank yous. Who's that to?
Okay, so our last thank yous go out to Mr. Bright01 for our lovely new intro. Thank you very much for our fresh new look as we start the show. You can find him on Discord as Mr. Bright01. Now we'd also like to thank Epic Insanity for our lovely outro. And if you would like to get in touch with him, you can find him on Twitter at epic_insanity, as well as the Frozen Nerds podcast.
Absolutely. Again, we do appreciate all the things these guys do, and we love both our intro and outro, so thank you guys. All right, the final things I just want to run through very quickly is, again, send all the positive healing vibes to Terwinkle. Yes. John, get better real soon. Stop having heart attacks. Okay, no more of that. Relax, take it easy, just get better, please. That's the main thing. Other than that, yeah, just get better. Just take it easy. Let your beautiful wife take care of you. I'm sure she is. She's probably running around. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's probably running around going, John, don't do that. So she's lovely. Other than that, again, huge thank you to Nisey, Russ, Execute for helping with the PTR beta testing. Guys, seriously, like there is so much out there. If you're jumping into either and there's stuff that you find, there's information that you would like to share, please send it in, okay? Because there is so much stuff. Yeah, so do that, would be fantastic. Give us, don't just give us all of the things. It's better to give me too much information than not enough. So
absolutely.
So yeah. Other than that, that's it. We're going. Have a good week.
Hey, we're done.
Please stay safe both in and out of game, because these are crazy times, and we want you to be safe. other than that, thank you guys for hanging out. Have a great week. We will catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
The WoW Challenges podcast is a World of Warcraft gaming podcast. Produced by Stone and Leeta, copyright 2020. Portions of this podcast belong entirely to Blizzard Entertainment. The music used for the show belongs to Kevin MacLeod, and you can find his great stuff at incomputech.com. No copyright infringement is intended.
Right, do it in post. Okay, show titles. What have we got?
Chris has all the things.
All the things? All the things. Show title. The ever-growing list.
Ever-growing.
Oh my god. Don't get on the boat. Yeah. Jaina and the boat. It's like an episode of, I don't know, Dallas or something.
I'm sorry, I said all of the things. All of the stuff.
All the stuff. It is, and you know what? That makes perfect sense because we've like 2.25 hours. Yeah.
And that's not even really all of it.
Ash, I really don't know if you're being funny or not, but I'm just really not sure. So get going. Is that supposed to be a show title, or you just like you're over it? Because I'm really, really not sure. Some of the comments are being a little. I don't know if Ash is not very happy or what. Anyway, we're gonna go with that one, Chris. So thank you all again. That's it. Have a great week. I'm cutting the stream because I got things to do, editing to do. Everyone be good. Everyone take it easy. See you next week. Bye. Like the Roadrunner. Okay. Beep beep. Beep beep. Goes the sheep. Anyway, see ya. Bye.